Honorable Mpuuga,
Uh-huh.
by virtue of being a member of the commission as leader of the opposition,
Uh-huh.
was offering a service beyond being a member of parliament
Oh.
or being a member of NUP.
And this is not only given to him.
I don't know why you have called it Mpuuga's allowance.
Uh-huh.
Why? It was for parliamentary commissioners. Now you're framing it like this was a token to only Honorable Mpuuga. I don't like that unfairness.
It's not unfairness. The reason that's why Mpuuga's name was screamed at the top of the building is because Mpuuga was the only, quote-unquote, opposition member of parliament or commissioner. The rest of others, we know for sure. If you identify with the seven criminal regime, we're not surprised with your theft.
You're watching Mordecai Marissa Live Political Commentary. Please consider subscribing to help grow Uganda's Voices of Struggle ecosystem. Thank you.
I cannot appreciate you enough for using your valuable time to always go on social media, break down things for people.
And yes, indeed, welcome to Mordecai Marissa Live. We are doing this again. I immensely appreciate. Should I say breaking news if you've not watched this? Coming out of Uganda. Chris Obore arrested. Oh boy. Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Obore arrested. Former Parliamentary Director of Communications. I think actually not former, he's been. I'm going to go on and show you the story, ladies and gentlemen, and then we can go from there. If you want to read with me right there, it says Parliament's Director of Communications, Chris Obore, and 6 other co-accused have been remanded until July 7th, 2026, after being charged with embezzlement of public funds, money laundering, and related images. Let's go on and watch here.
Application also
He's right here wearing a mask. Isn't it funny that every time these folks are caught in these scandals, that's when they remember to wear a mask? I mean, they cannot stomach the shame. Come on, you still with pride, but when you're being held to account, that's when you remember to hide your face. Are you kidding me? Right there. I think there's not so much to watch here, but just to show you Chris Obore. Ladies and gentlemen, the Parliamentary corruption scandal has taken another dramatic twist. But for many Ugandans, the biggest question is no longer who has been arrested. It is who hasn't been arrested. Now, as we speak, like I've told you, the Parliamentary Director of Communications, Chris Obore, and 6 others have been charged with embezzlement of public funds, money laundering, and related offences before being remanded until July 7th. But for many Ugandans, Mordecai Marissa included, these arrests are long overdue. But for almost immediately, a wave of public skepticism followed. Critics have been asking questions about the individuals that are being brought before court, and those are the senior officials in Parliament whose names have repeatedly been dominating public debate over parliamentary scandals, but are yet to be arrested. And these questions are growing louder and louder. Number one of those questions is where is former Speaker of Parliament Anita among? And what about the former parliamentary commissioners headed by Tayebwa, Simi, Mpuuga? Where are they? These people awarded themselves money. And how about the Clerk to Parliament, Adolf Mwesigye, literally the accounting officer responsible for the institution's finances, why isn't he being arrested as we speak? You know, we are used to this style of performative way of fighting corruption. You go for the small fish while the big fish roam free. That's why you see Nabanja, Jessica Lupo, Mathias Kasaija, and the rest walking scot-free, while not Anita Mong, Agnes Nandutu is being held in prison for stealing iron sheets that were meant to go to the vulnerable people in Karamoja. So is this going to be the same case? I want to take you back to what happened a few, I think 1 year or so ago, when they arrested folks in Uganda who were demonstrating this corruption. Folks at Agora, the Jimmy Spire Sentongo, the Agatha Tyre, the Godwin Toko, exposed this corruption. This theft, corruption makes it sound like it's acceptable. This is theft, thievery. They did this. And then there was mobilization on internet where Ugandan young people went to demonstrate against this vice. They were all arrested. Now, is the government of Uganda going to come out and apologize? I know Museveni has, a national address on the 4th. It's going to be at hogwash, or is engaging in this thing of assuming he's a lecturer and is supposed to be teaching Ugandans and, he's an older man, please listen to me. But I can guarantee he's not going to address this. And if he does, it's going to be nebulous language, because it's not going to be like, hey, I've ordered the arrest of Thomas Tayebwa. If there's anything, actually, Tayebwa was rewarded. But watch this story.
This Tuesday, small groups of young protesters attempted to organize an anti-corruption march to the Ugandan parliament in Kampala. The security forces, including soldiers and plainclothes police officers, mobilized by the hundreds to block the city center and prevent gatherings. Dozens of people were arrested and many Ugandans refrained from participating, fearing violence, which local police are regularly accused of. At the end of 2020, at least 54 people were killed during protests. Since then, many have shied away from large gatherings, wary of potential brutality. The young organizers, inspired by the Kenyan movement, accused the political class of corruption and demand the resignation of the...
See, Anita Mong should resign. Before Anita Mong started developing these ambitious, dreams of now building his own alliances and coalitions to topple or to go after the regime of Museveni secretly, the Ugandan people had already seen what the crimes she had committed. We asked for the resignation of Anita Mong. They laughed at us. They said, no way, you guys are just talking. You don't know what's going on. Even when the receipts were posted on social media for everyone to see, they gaslit the entire nation. So the question is the Ugandan government going to come out and be like, hey, Ugandan people, we are really sorry. We shouldn't have arrested those people, and those that are incurred costs, that left with wounds, those need to be compensated. Is that what we're going to see from the government? Absolutely not. That's why the arrest of Chris Obore and others, as good as it may sound, it is still performative. Because at the end of it all, you still have Thomas Tayebwa, the Adolf Mwesigye, and the others walking scot-free, the Mathias Mpuuga, what's that woman, Sisi, and the rest of others.
Speaker of Parliament implicated in several embezzlement cases.
We are one East Africa. Their blood is our blood. Their protests have given us the courage to come out and stand for our rights as well.
The youths in both countries, in both Kenya and Uganda, share similar problems. So there has been cohesive inspiration. So we've drawn inspiration from the Kenyans because their problems are similar to ours.
The protesters also want to reduce the number of MPs, currently over 500, and are calling for audits.
Okay, I think you get it here. Now, let me take you to Chris Obore when he was defending the corruption of, you guessed that right, none other than Mathias Mpuuga. This is what he told us. I'm going to have to play this clip because when I watch it, I'm like, oh my Lord. Listen, This is Chris Obore defending the corruption of Mathias Mpuuga or Tayebwa. Now, I know there are folks out there who think I have some sort of a personal vendetta against Mathias Mpuuga. I've only met this man once. He's never done anything personal to me. But I'm not going to be blinded. Actually, not even being blinded, but be gaslit by a career politician.
A gratuity every year. One would classify that as a service reward.
Service award. If this man is going to come out and defend you in a corruption-related case, you're done. You're cooked, brother or sister. You are done. He was here now defending the service award, one of its kind. For the first time, parliamentary commissioners were being given service award. Oh, Mpuuga says, oh, see, I was former leader of opposition. And he accused us of hating him. That really, really hurt me. Usually people ask me, Mordecai, why do you why do you insist on wanting Mathias Mpuuga to be held to account? Because Mpuuga looked at us when we were accusing him of the crimes he committed, and he gave us a middle finger. He laughed at us. He said that we were hating on him because he was Tayebwa. That's what he told us. We hated him because he was man of the Kabaka. No. All former leader of the opposition said that was utter corruption. Then you have former Vice President Specioza Wandira Kazibwe said that's corruption. You have members of parliament. In the same parliament Mpuuga served, that's corruption. Then you have Uganda Law Society saying that's corruption. And then you have everyone saying that's corruption. Religious leaders everywhere, they're saying that's corruption. Mpuuga was hell-bent on gaslighting the entire nation. I'm like, come on. Don't take us for fools. That's why I insisted, Mathias Mpuuga. Now listen to this man defending him.
2, Honorable Mpuuga, by virtue of being a member of the commission as leader of the opposition, was offering a service beyond being a member of parliament. Or being a member of NUP.
And this is not only given to him.
I don't know why you have called it Mpuuga's allowance. Why? It was for parliamentary commissioners. Now you're framing it like this was a token to only Honorable Mpuuga. I don't like that unfairness.
It's not unfairness. The reason that's why Mpuuga's name was screamed at the top of the building is because Mpuuga was the only, quote-unquote, opposition member of parliament or commissioner. The rest of others, we know for sure. If you identify with the 7 criminal regime, we're not surprised with your theft, with your abuse of power, with your lawlessness. But Mpuuga was purportedly opposition. That's why the focus was on Mathias Mpuuga.
Obore adds that he does not believe that Mpuuga will leave the commissioner's role.
In terms of parliament,
again, this is against the tradition, how it has always been. The political party, the National Unity Platform that appointed Mpuuga Commissioner of Parliament, said, you know what, we want to make a few changes. Then you have Chris Obore saying, no, your political party that actually appointed you doesn't have the authority to remove you because you know why? I'm going to show you.
I do not see any crime committed by Honorable Mpuuga.
Okay, so now you're going to find out.
Honorable Mpuuga is a duly nominated member of the commission by NUP and approved by the House. Has he committed a crime here? No. He was given a service award.
He was given a service award. Well, you're going to have probably to revise, get your language right. Was that a service award or something else? Now, I've seen here, this gentleman made a very, very important point. Look here. This is David Louis Lubongoya, the Secretary General of the NUP, said, wow, indeed, Uganda is not a poor country. There's no money for medical interns, no money to fix roads, no money to buy equipment for hospitals, no money to build classrooms, but there's always money to be stolen in this manner. Oh my Lord. Look at, I'm going to actually, let's go and let me show you here the amount of money they're talking about. I think somebody posted it here. But before, I think I need to tell you, you might be wondering, who are these that have been arrested? You have Chris Obore, Director Communications and Public Affairs, Parliament of Uganda. Then you have Adido Daniel, who is a Director Human Resource at Parliament of Uganda. Then Okema Leonard, Executive Director, Office of Speaker, Parliament of Uganda. Then you have Rajabukaya Semalulu, Principal Research Officer, Parliament of Uganda. Okwi Emmanuel Emron, Principal Protocol Officer, Parliament of Uganda. Itute Stella, Personal Assistant, Parliament of Uganda. And Otebata Vincent, Capacity Development Officer, Parliament of Uganda. Now, you realize that there's only one man probably from a different tribe, and this is Rajab Kaya Semalulu. The rest of these people are Obore, Adiro, Okema, Okwi, Itute, Otebata. If we're going to fight this corruption thing, or if we're going to rebuild our country, some people have got to get rid of these sectarian tendencies, thinking through tribal. And I know, man, by nature, we are tribalistic. But if we are going to try to build a country, we have to fix our minds. And talking about tribalism, then I'll get back to that point. You know, leaders from Teso went and visited Anita Among. Who wants to do that? Let me show you here. I got the video. This is Anita Among. Oh, she's sick. And then I'll read you here. What does it say? A video glimpse of former Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, as Teso elders and cultural leaders visited her at her residence on Sunday. This woman should be in prison if she's not sick. But she's right there. With all the corruption that we have seen, she is still free as they go after Chris Obore. It doesn't work like this. Anita Among is still protected by the system, by the Museveni criminal system. And like I said, talking about corruption, it is a shame that people who know the crimes committed by this woman will forget everything just to be like, oh, we want to visit our daughter. I understand about to visit her in prison. Now, that's not hate towards Anita Among. I would argue she hates me more than I will ever do. I'm only asking for her to be held to account. But go back, let's go back and look at the money. I told you I was going to show you the amount of money shared. Oh, before that, I got another video. I'm sorry again. I forgot that I saved a few videos here. This is again Chris Obore gaslighting people about the corruption of Anita Among. Watch.
In fact, I think the exhibitors are becoming uncomfortable.
He says the exhibitors are becoming uncomfortable. The exhibitors who? Those who are exhibiting the corruption at Parliament using social media. He says, oh, they're becoming uncomfortable. Why?
That the speaker is not speaking. But the speaker does not have to talk about every rumor.
Oh.
She is a speaker for heaven's sake. Now, if a speaker picks any rumor and begins to talk, that's not the role of a number 3. In any case, when you have a German Shepherd at home, is a German Shepherd to bark? Do you also bark when your dog is barking? In fact, I think the exhibitors are becoming uncomfortable.
Yeah. So it says when you have a German Shepherd
begins to talk, that's not the role of a number 3. In any case, when you have a German Shepherd at home, is a German Shepherd to bark? Do you also bark when your dog is barking?
Wow. So it looks like now the German Shepherd has been arrested, and they have to go and arrest the owner of the German Shepherd. Isn't it funny on how comfortable these people get when they get too much drunk on power? And of course, this is caused by the normalization of lawlessness. These people are emboldened by the corruption committed by other people and never get arrested. They'll be like, okay, now I can do it as long as I do it in the interest of Museveni. Like I've said, again, just like Mwesigye Lugaba, Anita Among was taking the politics of Museveni to their logical conclusion. Okay, let's go on here, and I'm going to have to show you what did I wanted to see. Okay. Yeah, there's a reporting here. Somebody said, Mpuuga's personal assistant Kagumba Mitimbo Gonzaga could also be visited by IGG in the coming weeks for laundering money and embezzlement. This is the guy. And then you have here how much money Kajimbo, let's see here, being advanced to offset planned activities of commission. Mitimbo Gonzaga, this is 400 million shillings. For what? For what? And these are the rest of other commissioners that were getting all this money. 400 million shillings each. All for what? In the name of what? Oh, don't ask Mordecai if you do that. Oh, you hate Mathias Mpuuga. You think? You think? Okay, let's go on and read a few comments from coming in from Nina Tabs, who has been instrumental in whistleblowing here. Okay, this one said, okay. A trusted source tells me that former Speaker Anita Among will be charged alongside the backbench commissioners. And then here says, Sebo Adolf Mwesigye, get your bags ready too. I saw some classified documents somewhere bearing your name. You may convey the same message to Director of Finance at Parliament, a one Chimboa, probably. Yeah, that's what he wanted to write. Patrick, let's see how you'll still deny. Okay? Anita Amongo's charge sheet will equally make it here soon, adding multiple of pages and counts. Meanwhile, the renovation of Luzira Women's Prison VIP wing is nearing completion, and soon Agnes Nanutu may usher her former boss into things. That's what we're getting, ladies and gentlemen. It is crazy what we see. Okay, what else did I wanted to show you? Oh my Lord, Jesus Christ! Look at all this money that has been. Sums of money received by different staff of Parliament. This table shows the total sum of money received by different staff and institutions of Parliament Commission. Between 2023 and 2026, the money was signed for by individuals whose name is stated and sent to their private bank accounts or taken from the Parliament circle under the behest of Speaker Anita Among. In 2025, Agora investigated some of these claims for which money was taken until then and found that most of them did not receive the money. Look at all this money. Jeez. Oh my God. All these people, if you add all this money, the total is 68 billion shillings. 68 billion shillings going to one person or to different people, of course. This is the way Anita Among played her politics. Is you know, man, I'm gonna sell 1 billion shillings, but I'm giving you 50 million shillings. Are you in the deal? Do you take the deal? Oh yeah, put it on my bank account. That's what she was doing. And had it not been the works of those folks at Agora and a few others, I may not be able to remember all of them, and a few others, we would live in politics as normal. Had it not been the work of the National Unity Platform. And look, I've always argued with people, if there's any magical or genius, thing that Bobby Wine did was firing Mathias Mpuuga. I'm telling you. Because had NUP sort of decided to hide, to be like, hey, let's protect our own, Bobby Wine. Had Bobby Wine went like, he's a Muganda, let me protect my fellow Muganda. Imagine what would be going on right now. Now, you'd have the thugs from security operatives raiding NUP headquarters in Kavule, saying, Mpuuga has been keeping billions of money here. Because believe it or not, the scheme of Anita Among had to end up the way it ended. But imagine had Bobby Wine decided to be like, we're not going to say a thing. So this is what we see. Where do we go from here? I don't know, but I'm super, super, super glad that these people are getting exposed. Now, do not get this twisted. I'm not in any way buying the idea that Museveni is fighting corruption. No. These are wrong people are the ones stealing. That's why you see, like I said, big fish are not being arrested. The wrong people are the ones stealing. Had it been Kobusinje Matsko or Biarhanga and all those names, there was not going to be any sort of investigation whatsoever or arrest. They would definitely, get like 2 of them to be sacrificed. But this, and then the other thing is, what was the purpose behind these people's theft? Anita Among was giving them these incentives because they knew we're going to help you hide your money and you can go on and pursue your ambitions of building your coalitions and alliances within the 7 criminal regime that probably can topple this system from within. I don't care. I want all of them to go. Museveni and Core. Okay, I do not care. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think down in the comment section. I immensely appreciate. I'm super glad, and I cannot wait to see the rest of these folks being arrested. But what does it mean? When these people are arrested, the likes of Mpuuga and others, you're going to leave Thomas Tayebwa there. So arrest everyone. And after arresting everyone, then announce your resignation, Museveni. That's how you fight corruption. It's like we're going to arrest law breakers in Uganda, and then you leave Mwesigye walking scot-free. Yet he should be arrested because he's number 1 breaker of the law. All right, I'll be back here soon. Please stick around.